In 1973, three researchers solved a problem that had puzzled economists for decades. What is the exact correct price of an option? Not a estimate, not a rough guess bounded by a tree of possibilities. An exact formula, one you could plug number into and get a single precise answer. That formula is the back-school Merton model. And it didn't just answer a math question. It create entire modern market and eventually won a Nobel Prize. Today, I will show you what exactly it says, where it comes from, and where it quickly breaks down. The problem it solved. Before this model, pricing an option was messy. Traders use intensity estimates because nobody had a way to connect the stock and the model to a single precise option pricing. We have actually already covered two building blocks that made the breakthrough possible in earlier videos. Weiner processes, Ito's lemma. Weiner processes, the mathematical formula of random stock price movement. And Ito's lemma, the tool that let you describe how something derived from a random process behaves mathematically. Black, Scholes, and Merton combined these tools with one more powerful idea, a perfectly hedged, riskless portfolio to derive an exact equation from an option fair price. If you have watched these two earlier videos, you already have most of the ingredients for this one. The core insight, the riskless hedge. Here, the central trick, and it could sound familiar from the binomial tree video too. Imagine you hold an option and at the same time you hold some careful chosen amount of a underlying stock, enough to exact offset the option short-term price swings as the stock wiggle up or down, gain or losses, and the options are cancelled out by opposite gain or losses on the stock position. The result is a combined portfolio that for a brief instant have no risk at all. And here the key leap. If a portfolio truly has zero risk, then to avoid arbitrage, free riskless profit. It must grow at exactly the risk-free interest rate. No more, no less. That single requirement, a riskless portfolio must earn the risk-free rate. It is the engine that, once translated into the language of Ito's lemma, produces the Black-Scholes equation. You have probably seen the Scholes formula. Looks intimidating, full of symbols. Let's skip the symbols and focuses on what it actually made for. So to price a stock option, a formula only needed five inputs. First one is current stock price, where the stock price is right now. Strike price, the price you are allowed to buy the stock at. Third one is time to expiration. How long until the option run out? Volatility is the fourth one. How much the stock tend to jiggle around? Finally, risk-free interest rate, the return on a safe asset over the time. Feed those five numbers in, and the formula spit out one number, the option's fair price today. The core intuition behind the output, the price reflects the probability weightage, risk adjusted value of the payoff you have expected to receive, discounted back to today, similar in split to the binomial tree, but now solved exactly for a continuously moving stock price instead of discrete up or down step. Volatility, the most important, least obvious input. Of those five input, one deserves special attention: volatility. Everything else in the formula, stock price, strike price, time, interest rate, is directly observable. You can look them up. Volatility is different. It is an estimate of how much the stock is expected to jiggle in the future. And nobody can observe the future directly. This matters enormously in practice. Traders often do the formula in reverse, taking the optional actual market price and solving backward for what volatility the market must be assuming. This reverse engine number is called implied volatility, and it arguably become more widely watched by professional options traders than the textbook formula output itself. In other words, the model didn't just give the industry a price. It gave the industry an entirely new number to trade and argue, where the model quietly break down. As powerful as this model is, it rests on several simplifying assumptions that don't perfectly match reality. It assumes volatility stays constant over the options life. In reality, volatility itself change over time. It assumes stock returns follow a smooth, well-behaved, random process. In reality, markets sometimes jump sharply, especially during crisis. It assumes you can trade continuously without no transaction cost. In reality, trading has cost and is not perfectly continuous. It was originally built for European options, which can only be exercised at expiration, not American market, which can be exercised anytime. None of this model is useless. Far from it. It means practitioner use it as a foundation starting point, then adjust for the way real markets deviate from these assumptions.